face it, Howard Stern is the self-proclaimed king of all media, whose legions of fans love him on the radio as much as his critics cannot stand him. Now he's bringing what he calls his honesty to prime time as the newest judge on America's Got Talent. And naturally, he is already generating controversy. Please welcome the kind, the gentle, the sweet, the adorable, first time on The View. Am I crazy? Howard Stern.
Who would have ever thought that I would be on The View with you?
I certainly didn't.
This is, first of all, thank you for sharing your audience with me. This is an audience I don't normally reach. And I'm, of course, out trying to sell, you know, America's Got Talent. I am the new judge. And to reach your audience is very nice, you know, and you guys are great. Barbara was at my wedding.
That's true.
I don't know if you know that.
No.
Yeah.
And Barbara and I even went to a dinner party together. I'm moving up in the world. We were at the party. I remember I said, Barbara needs a guy. She needs a man.
Who do you think would work?
I'll tell you who would work. So we're sitting there. Listen to this.
Let's discuss America's...
No, listen to me. She wants a man badly. And we're sitting at the dinner party, and who shows up? A guy I thought would have been perfect with you. Who?
Who?
Charlie Rose, right? Can you see that?
We're very good friends.
So, yeah, well, I wanted to...
girlfriend, I think. Doesn't he, Barbara?
Well, Charlie thinks...
Why do you think I need a man so badly?
Wait a second. Charlie Rose thinks it's 1972 and he should be with a 20-year-old.
So what are you going to do with me?
The guy's 100 years old. He needs a woman who is, you know, someone who's sophisticated. No, someone who is sophisticated.
Are you saying Barbara needs a 100-year-old guy?
Well, no, she needs a mature man. I thought Charlie was the right there you go. You realize?
Well,
that was...
if you ever decide to have an affair, Howard.
Let me tell you something. That was an icon in my lap, what you were just saying.
Listen, we were talking in our hot topics.
Well, let me tell you, I was listening...
You said you think Obama's just boring.
No, I didn't say that.
That's what you said to me.
All right, he's a little boring compared to me, but listen, that's your problem. I'm not going to be here Tuesday. No, actually, I was listening to the Hot Topics, and I actually think it's about time the president said what he said about gay marriage. I think he didn't even go far enough. They should have a national sort of referendum on this thing.
He should marry a man, maybe.
He should marry a man.
That would do it.
Joy, I agree with you. But this is something long overdue. I mean, why in this country we care about an issue like this? Two people being happy together.
Right.
We want love in the air. I support the president saying this, but we do need gay marriage in this country. Everybody should have the right to that. You know, honestly... We all have a right to our happiness. We go around once. This is it. I feel gay people can't wait any longer. They want the same rights.
You know, Howard, you've been sitting here being very reasonable and
downright sexual with you.
And downright sexual with me. Okay, so but now you're going to be one of the judges, and people know you. They like you best when you're outrageous, when you're mad, when you're talking about orgasms and sporting.
That's your thing.
No, that's your thing. You do it. I don't do it. Anyway, so if you're too mean on America's Got Talent, they're mad. If you're not mean, you're not going to be Howard. So how are you going to handle it?
This is the problem. No, here's what I felt. I got involved with America's Got Talent, much to everyone's surprise, because, you know, what kind of irresponsible behavior is NBC exhibiting when they put me on a family show? Even I was shocked. I got into my first meeting with them. I said, are you guys high on something? I mean, who does that?
Right. That's true.
I was shocked. Right. I said, are you crazy? But you know what? I am a fan of America's Got Talent. I love all of these shows. I like American Idol. I watch The X Factor, The Voice. I watch them all.
Okay.
I have the viewing habits of a 32-year-old woman. You know, I'm not a guy's guy.
There were some, though, that were...
It's not true. I don't watch football. I don't do any of that
But the men love your show. The men listen to you more than women,
yes,
right?
The men
They've been
do,
waiting out for days to see you today, too, just so you know.
And I like what you wore for me today, Elizabeth.
Hey, you know,
Is that lost on me?
It's the least I could do.
It's very kind of you.
Well, let me ask you about the protest, because remember, when you took this job, the Parents Television Council called for boycotts of all advertising. They wanted it shut down. They thought you didn't know how to be on best behavior on television, never mind live television, never mind someone who'd interact with kids or they might see. What's your response to them now?
Well, first of all, I think it's kind of silly of anyone to say, gee, we are against Howard on the show, and they haven't seen the show.
Right.
What I would suggest is that they would really, tune in Monday night, see what I do.
What are you going to do?
I'm glad you asked that. What I'm going to do is I'm going to be a very serious judge. I feel a lot of these shows have gone haywire. It's all about the judges. For example, on American Idol, J-Lo doesn't say a negative thing. No. Steven doesn't either, neither does Randy. And it's really the judges have become more famous.
It's all sugary.
It's all sugary. You're not giving anyone constructive criticism, and you're doing the contestant a disservice. These people are brave. Let me tell you, Whoopi's been on stage. She knows it takes a lot of guts to get up there. So these people get on stage, and you've got to give constructive criticism. Even if it hurts.
Now, there was an instance, it's reported that...
Sherry, I'm glad you're speaking up, because I agree with you. I watched the show where you said to Whoopi, you didn't know if the earth was round.
Right.
Now, I agree with you. I was in school.
That's a very long time ago. We got her a globe since then. Okay?
But I got to tell you, I went for a walk the other day on the beach,
Howard.
and it does appear that the world is flat. I'm telling you. I'm saying to myself, she's right. She's right, Whoopi.
Okay.
I mean, really. Everyone acts like they know. Everyone acts like they know better.
Yes.
You've been. That's right. Take a walk with him. You see, it looks like you can fall right off the edge. I don't leave my house.
It does look like
It does look like that.
Okay.
Yeah. Yes. Go ahead, Sherry.
Now, we'll ask you, because you're not going anywhere.
We'll circumnavigate the globe later.
Come right back to it.
Everybody, we're coming back.
Yeah, we're coming back.
And then we're going to find a man for Whoopi. That's next. We're going to get... I got somebody in mind.
I want a personal question.
We're back with Howard Stern. We're back. Nobody's left. You know, Howard, is so funny because your persona right here and off camera is
lovely. That's what people don't know. I'm lovely.
You're absolutely lovely. You are so wonderful. But on your radio show, I got to say, you talk about you got the sex contest. You talk about sex all the time.
Not all the time. You see,
a lot of times.
First of all, the show is very well balanced.
Yeah.
When it's not sex, it's flatulence. So we just don't stick to one topic, But the thing is this. I'm all about honesty. The way I built my career, I've been in radio now 35 plus years, and the show has been #1 everywhere. And the reason for that is honesty. I'm honest about the fact that I'm a man. I'm curious about sexuality.
Do you have a lot of sex in your own life?
I have sex in my own life. I'm married. And I have a great marriage. I adore my wife.
I told him not to get married, and he got married anyway.
Yeah, listen to this one. Talk about a hypocrite. I met up with her at a party, and she says to me, "Are you getting married?" I said, "I am." She goes, "Why would you get married? Marriage, I don't believe in it. It's terrible." So if I had listened to her, I would have been miserable. I'm so happily married that I enjoy my marriage. And if I listen to her... And then what does she do? She goes out and gets married.
I told you why.
I'm never listening to you.
Why? Why did you think he'd be
Because
miserable?
you need somebody to step on the air hose when you're on your deathbed.
Okay, that's one reason.
I love it. It's so romantic. So romantic.
Stop it. Are you happily married?
I am.
And you're having sex?
I was happily single, too.
By the way, I got a lecture from your producer, Bill Geddes. He's the producer, right?
No S, Bill Getty.
Getty, whatever. I don't know. So he gives me a lecture. He says, "You're going on The View." He sits me down in there. And he starts to talk about the FCC, the law, daytime television, what you can and can't say. I said, "This is great. I'm a 58-year-old man, and I feel like I'm 17. Like a parent." There he is. He's over there. I said,
No,
"Explain
don't
it."
listen to him. We never do.
I said, "Explain it to me again, would you?"
Here's the deal, because you have set more records for fines with the FCC than any other radio broadcaster in the history of radio. So that's why he sat you down. But is anything off limits with you?
There are many things that are off limits. I'm not a complete lunatic. There are some things that I don't feel comfortable talking about. There were certain things about my children. I feel that's private, that they didn't decide to come into this world being subjects on radio or television. I protect them with that. I try to. There are other topics that I might get uncomfortable about. I'm very uncomfortable about money. I don't like discussing how much money I make. I think that there are a lot of people in this country hurting. And when they hear somebody's making a lot of money, it's hard for them.
For $300 million.
I have a lawsuit against the company I'm working for. That's true. And I believe in fairness. I said that someone asked me this morning, a guy named Matt Lowry said to me, why did you sue for $300 million? I believe in fairness and honesty. When you make a contract with somebody and they say to you...
Sorry, I brought it up.
All right, if I'm boring you, let's talk about Whoopi's sex life. Where are you at?
That's better.
What's going on with you?
I am happier now than I've ever been
When's
before.
the last time you were with a man?
You know.
I don't know. I always thought it was like Robin Williams and Billy Crystal, and they were doing weird stuff. I didn't know. No, but I liked when you were with Ted Danson. That was my favorite relationship.
A lot of people were happy about that, but I was not so happy.
What? You broke up with him?
I left.
You left him?
I did.
Then he took up with that Mary Steenburgen. He must be so bored. What are you doing? I want to know what's going on with Whoopi, that's all.
I do want to ask you a question.
Yes.
Yeah, but I fill my own. I'm good that way.
That's good.
So, about
this
family.
woman's about to have a heart attack.
I know.
You know about this stuff. You probably have kids.
About the family. Now, I don't ever remember you as picking on your guests' families. Is that why you don't? Is that why you stay away from talking about their family? Because you have that kind of respect for your own and want them to do the same?
I do. I absolutely have respect for somebody's family. I think where children are involved, you know, it's interesting. Doing America's Got Talent. Right. You know, people say, what kind of judge are you going to be? I said, I want to be a fair judge and this kind of thing. So we're out.